All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing history right now. There is a GitHub repo that literally has 100,000 stars, and it's the fastest thing that I've ever seen grow in the history of GitHub. It's absolutely insane. And for those who don't know, there's been this viral story that's been going on as of yesterday. Sigrid Jin is here, and the folks who have, and the GitHub repo, we also have Bellman here as well. And the repo that has been going like crazy, it has 116,000 stars. And as I refresh, literally probably about 117,000 stars. Every time I refresh, there's like another 1,000 stars that are crawling in. And this is insane because this was literally started at like 6 a.m. like yesterday or something like that. And it's just, you can see the growth. This is not even like a day or so forth. And so what is actually happening right now is the fastest repo. This is a better harness tools that make things happen. So people are taking the repo here and trying to reproduce what like Claude Code is doing. And a lot of this stuff was actually done with the work of this thing called OhMyOpenAgents. So these guys are actually
And
yeah, go ahead.
and Oh My Codex too.
And OhMyCodex. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys have basically started to use this agentic framework. And I'm happy to talk to you about this because I bumped into you guys at the hackathon this past weekend. And I was kind of blown away because I had no clue what the popularity of this thing for the Ralph loop is. And so would love to learn more about, what is this thing? Tell us more about what's happening in the like landscape as far as, Korea, because I didn't realize how popular AI coding is, but also the dedication that people have to make software and do stuff like that and move really, really quickly. And the other thing that people may be surprised about is that you guys, I think, burn 2 billion tokens a day, right?
Right.
Yeah, we have done a lot of times.
Yeah, this is probably going to be like one of the craziest live streams ever, and this is
Yeah.
probably like it's literally breaking news and so forth. So big shout outs to Tech Friend who's joining in. Other people are asking questions about how different is this from open codes. These guys broke the meta. These guys, like, this is literally amazing. So feel free to slide in your questions. And some people just want to watch the tokens burn. Yeah, this is going to be probably like the most insane live stream, and I appreciate everyone who's currently sliding in. So yeah, Sigrid Bellman, go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about you guys and kind of what's going on.
Okay. So my name is Sigrid, and yeah, I'm really like true believer of the how AI agents will transform the entire of the industry. So like we have like done lots of the experiment around using AI. And yeah, I have like I was in the record as one of the top token users last year for the Cloud Code, which is like burning thousands of billions of the tokens per day. And yeah, so like I'm just like kind of also like trying to build the communities, build the hackers and those who are like really true believer of the AI. So yeah, I'm also like kind of organizing some Discord community and the Ralston with team attention. So yeah, that's the thing, and I'm really excited to be here today.
Amazing, Bellman.
Nice. I'm a maintainer of all my cloud code and all my codex, which is I think in my opinion, best harness for cloud code and codex. It's actually a runtime thing, and as I see the chatting on the YouTube, our plugins actually can answer many of the questions, like how do I prevent producing slop while burning tokens? We have AI slop cleaner skill. It's simple as that.
Oh,
That's a skill. That's an actual skill name, and it works surprisingly well. And yeah, we do that kind of things. Yeah.
wow. Yeah, I think we want to find out more of this type of thing because a lot of things that I didn't realize when I was talking to you guys at the hackathon was that like there is an agentic framework that's going on behind all the scenes here. And what's happening is the fact that like you have a couple different things going on. So let me scroll down to the actual agentic harness a little bit as far as like what you guys do, because there are different models
Yeah.
that you can pull up. So you're not tied to just only using Claude Code per se, but it sounds like you can have GPT 5.4 High as like the Oracle for architecture stuff. Then you can choose like a different model, like the Chinese ones, the min-max one for like a librarian for code searching. And then to explore the code base, you can use this. And then Opus 4.6 can act as a planner. And then so you're basically utilizing these models in these different ways. And so as far as what you also have is like this, skill injection, looks like category routing. And then is it in here where it's going to be listing the thing about the anti-slop thing? Is that in the docs here, or is that where should I find it?
No. I think I think OhMyOpenAgent doesn't have that, but
Oh,
OhMyCloudCode and OhMyCodex has that, I guess.
okay. So
Yeah,
Oh My Codex.
OhMyOpenAgent is from OhMyOpenAgent is from
Ah,
my friend, which is
okay.
which is like collaborating on ClawCode too, and he's building some of the Rust components and the yeah, and the initial scaffolding and everything was done by OhMyCodex initially, actually. So
Got it.
that's my recently favorite harness so far. It only uses GPT model though, but in my opinion, like multi-model harness is now like getting somewhat pointless because models are getting so good at everything. So it's how
Oh,
it's just about how we orchestrate, not what models, I guess
okay.
in
That's
in in these
interesting.
in these days.
So it says Codex can be end to end for the entire orchestration flow. So you can just do, you can give it a role and a task. You can say, I want you to be this planner person. And then you invert the workflow by saying plan, Ralph, and then team. So tell me
Yeah,
more
yeah.
about this flow here. Yeah.
If you see on the claw code readme, yeah, our 100 key starting, and if
Yeah.
you scroll down a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and I think there's a example about all my
Oh,
codex workflows, I guess.
oh,
Yeah,
okay. Got it. So for
and
you, okay.
you have screenshots. Yeah,
Yes. Oh, okay. So basically you use Oh My Codex, you basically do the team mode and you go Ralph mode, and there's a clean room process, which is naming, branding, cleanup, QA, release validation across the Rust workspace, and then manual live validation for build tests and QA. So this framework also does the cleanup as well?
right. QA cleanup
Whoa.
everything because it has team mode. It's not a actual vanilla codex. It has own runtime, which utilize codex as a runtime component.
Whoa.
So it spawns a lot of codex sessions in once, and
Uh-huh.
it swarms across codex session automatically. So
Oh.
it spawns
Mm.
the codex session spawns a teammate codex session, which is a Tmux pane represented thing, and it auto swarms.
Oh, so you don't have to do all this work to set it up for you. Your repo,
Yeah,
Oh My
yeah.
Codex, does that.
You only need to install all my codecs and invoke team mode. The teammate pane will appear.
Oh, wow. And that's how you're able
Mm.
to then continue on
Yeah.
and
So
like,
I'm a really yeah. So
what's that?
yeah. So I'm really big fan of like Oh My Codex by like. So I'm a really big fan of like Oh My Codex personally.
Uh-huh.
Because like well I do think like when it comes for codex models they're really reasoning intensive, and I just want to extract the like any kind of intelligence from the codex model itself. And online codex is really kind of like shout outable because it has the very the like bunch of the qualified team modes, and even it just try to mimic the hooks fit related features which is not supported by the original or the vanilla codex itself. Yeah, so
Mhm.
like that's the oh my code is my daily coding driver, and as you can see in the claw code source code that we have
Mhm.
repository, it is being written by the oh my codex. So that basically it's kind of the I can say it's kind of the one of the showcase like oh my codex the workflow itself. I believe so.
Wow. So you can take like if you wanted to rewrite a project, you can just take Oh My Codex, which is the one that you guys have here.
Right.
This is already
Yeah,
has
we
quite a
have.
bit of yeah.
I need to say this. We have done initial scaffolding under like 3 hours or something for the Rust project in our airplane. I
In
was
the
I was
airplane,
heading back
bro?
to Seoul. I
Oh,
landed like 24 hours ago in South Korea from San Francisco, and Sigrid was flying to Vancouver. It's a coincidence. We were both on plane, and Sigrid found out that this thing can be like big, and he posted a repo about it, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna make a Rust report about it." And I made a new like repository on my own, but Sigrid suggested me to collaborate on the ClawCode repository, and I was really happy about it. And all the scaffolding work was done by OhMyCodex and my class. Actually, OhMyCodex has a very nice extension point, which is OMX SDK, which enables you extract events, and you can inject events into codex sessions, which vanilla codex does not support, as you know. But
oh.
and clouds can be really good about it. So actually, we did not actually even open the Oh My Codex session. Our clouds did, because airplane Wi-Fi can be really really slow, right?
Wait, so
Airplane
you gave
Wi-Fi's
this
are
to
slow, so
OpenClaw, and OpenClaw
yeah,
launched
OpenClaw. Yeah,
what?
if you see
Oh,
Secret's some
right here.
X post, we
Yes.
have OpenClaws like communicating
Yeah.
with each other and spawning like tons of OMX sessions under the OpenClaw, and that
Yeah.
lives on my home server. Yeah, it's
Whoa, whoa,
a
whoa, whoa,
Yes.
whoa, whoa, whoa. What? Hold on.
Yes.
This
I have
is
True.
some kind of digital fish tank in my home.
wait. I think this is a really good question before we get into anything. Is like, how many hours of usage can you get out of a $200 codex plan? Because now I'm super curious, because I don't think I've really been pushing like the agenticness of what I can do with some of this type of stuff. And then you guys are kind of inspiring me. They're like, I got to level my stuff up. And, will I burn this out in 10 minutes if I just use your thing? Like, tell me a little bit more background about this. Yeah.
Like if you use Oh My Codex very intensively, you can burn like I personally use five Codex Pro plans. I personally use
Mm.
5 Codex Pro
Not
plans
one,
nowadays.
not
Five.
two, not three, five. My guy's got five. $200, $200.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So someone regarded the
Mm.
max plan, but max plan does not exist in Codex. So Claude Max 20 is Codex Pro plan. It's $200 plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I think that's kind of an interesting thing. And so you can use this type of thing, and then maybe you hit limits for the week or the day. You just pop into the pro plan and so forth. But if I mean, you guys are kind of, I feel like, the exception, because you're maintaining a pretty large repo, a pretty large thing. You're doing like all of the workflows all in one. You're basically doing the work of like an engineering team of 10 people, really, because you're doing planning, you're doing code review, you're doing like QA, you're doing, I mean, this framework does a lot of work here. I mean, let's just kind of like put it together here, because from what I can see here, you have the architecting, the planning, you have, all the skills that it will generate. It'll generate a team and execute different stuff. But the thing that I was not aware about was the fact that your OpenClaws can now take this. So if I go to OpenClaw guide, does that mean that like I can have my OpenClaw talk to OhMyCodex? It will then spin up the
Yeah, but
codex. Uh-huh.
you don't have to read that. You just copy the link and paste into your OpenClaw and tell them to set up this thing. Like, yeah. There's no point to read some documents nowadays. So all of my
Mm.
documents are basically a skill
Uh-huh.
that which is not for human. It's for class to read and set up their own things. And I also have a gateway solution which is called ClawWeb. It's a open source too from my
Whoa.
repo.
Right here, right?
And how can I burn like 5 pro plans is that I don't really like much open the OMX session anymore. Like ClawWeb, yeah, I think it's pinned.
Oh,
It's
it's been
pinned on
here.
my
Right here.
scroll. Yeah,
Oh,
scroll more.
yes, go.
Scroll. Yeah, there's ClawWeb.
Oh, Claw
Yeah,
Whip. So
ClawWeb
this
there.
is a notifier?
Yeah, It's a gateway. Yeah, it's a gateway.
Oh, so it's an event to channel notification router that bypasses the gateway session to avoid context pollution. Wait, hold on. You got to
Yeah.
keep unpacking this. For those who are just tuning in right now, we are with two probably the most like legendary people in AI coding right now. There's a lot of legendary people in Korea right now, but I feel like these two have the fastest growing repo in the history known of computing. Like we have 100K stars right now.
In like 24 hours.
In
Like,
24 hours. Absolute madness. And there's a couple different threads that I'm literally trying to unpack right now. And like to them, it's just a normal conversation. Like they're just having a conversation with me as friends, like kind of like an engineering standpoint. But each of these like sentences are like full on like GitHub, really rich projects, a lot of detail. And I'm trying to really unpack them here because there's just too much sauce in this. And it's just, I want to keep going because I've been trying to find like really great people who do agentic coding. And one of the pushbacks I get a lot from people is that like, oh, I don't want to do all this stuff because it creates AI slop. And what do you guys say to that? Because like, I feel like, just let me know what you guys think.
think about what?
Like when people say, Opus generates too much slop, like what's
Opus generate too much slop. It's a as Carpenter says, it's a skill issue basically. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think
it's always Ray has like suggested, right?
Yeah, no, I think
issue.
Yeah, so the folks who are wondering, and it's just popping into the live stream right now, the basically Claw-Code was basically a port or an idea of taking all the concepts of the like what we think is Claude code, or something like that. And this is like allegedly, right? So like this whole thing is just kind of an interesting rabbit hole of what's been going on in the history of things. And this is completely written in Python, but also at the same time, it's now being written into Rust. And so what's crazy is the fact that like, it's one thing just to kind of what people think are slopping it together, but what's actually happening underneath the hood are these two guys here who are using these elite level tools. Like when I say elite, I mean, they're burning 2 billion tokens a day. Like half the day is gone, 1 billion tokens is done, the next billion. And they're not just like throwing it out there just to burn these different things. They're actually doing agentic coding at a degree that I don't think I've ever seen ever in the history of things. And there's a reason why this stuff is moving so fast and the way it's moving the way it is. And I'm still just trying to unpack this whole thing because this is absolutely bonkers. And so what the piece of that kind of made everything sort of come together was Oh My Codex. So they used OpenAI's, basically GPT 5.4 codex and all the whole like thing there. But they use their frame as far as the model, but they use basically Oh My Codex as the like agentic harness, right? In some way, the agentic runtime, whatever you call it. What would you call this?
Like it's agentic runtime basically, but the point is like if you open a random issue on OhMyCodex, you see my ClawBot is like replying to that because if I mentioned the ClawWeb gateway, right? The ClawWeb gateway just like gathers all the GitHub issues, PRs and commits and everything, and my Claw can decide what to subscribe and what to not subscribe, and he gets the event and he replies to it and he opens OMX session to like treat the issue and like merge the PR or anything.
So your OpenClaw is literally hooked up. It's running here, and it's basically replying.
Hooked up. Yeah. And see the signature. Score. Yeah.
Yeah, repos. So you're replying back to this, and you basically then categorize it. For me, it's a new terminal window popping up, and then your Claw pops back, says, "Thanks for the follow-up. Terminal Windows VS Code flashing is down. This is likely." So you already have a code reviewer that's actively going through here agentically at the speed of light, really. and nothing is slowing you
Right.
down.
So it's treating issues and merging PRs when I am even in sleep. So I don't actually burn like 2 billion tokens myself. My clouds are like automating to burn it.
What the heck, bro? Where do you guys come from? What do you eat for breakfast, bro? Like, this is what I need to be on right now. And so all I have to do is if I tell my OpenClaw to go talk to ClawHip, right, this repo,
Yeah,
this
ClawWeb.
will be, yeah.
Actually, ClawWeb's README is for Claw only, not for human. It's an installation guide for you. Yeah, the README is even installation guide for Claw.
Oh, so I don't even need to, I just say go to this. Okay, I'm going to put this right now into the live chat because people need to know about this right now immediately. Immediately. So if you want to be at the elite level that you need to be, tell your OpenClaw to talk to this repo. And this says it bypasses the gateway sessions to avoid the context pollution. So that way you're not having to send messages between a channel, right? Like that's kind of what you're doing here.
Yeah, what I am right now doing is that I am trying to wire OMX and OMC into ClawWeb more to smoothly like introduce this setup to many people's clouds, not many people. Yeah, I'm introducing to clouds.
Wow.
So yeah, I think for disclaimer, this thing can be kind of feel hard to set up in current status, but it will be a lot easier. I am trying to figure it out to like generalize it, but it works perfectly for my setup because I like streamlined and polished it for my repos and setup. But yeah, it is kind of hard to generalize and hard to like make a generalized setup for anyone.
Yeah. So for the people who are wondering,
I still don't know what it does. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. But like if you you can just give it to Call and get an explanation and get a setup. Yeah.
Yes. So if you've ever wanted to, for those folks who are struggling with some of this stuff, if you've ever wanted to have your Discord basically light it up and say, I want to track these GitHub repos because this is an open source repo. I have a lot of incoming, issues that are coming up. If you want to have basically your OpenClaw and your Codex sessions kind of spin up, ask the questions, follow up on PRs and stuff, this specific repo can kind of help with that. If you've ever tried to set up your own, doing all this stuff takes a lot of work and the groundwork. These guys are already actively doing it on one of the most starred GitHub repos, but not only one star, like one that has 100K stars, their own thing has like 40K stars. So they have multiple projects. I think combined, you guys have over like 250,000 stars, right, on GitHub or something, or 200,000 stars. Like if you combine all the repos that you guys are working with.
I think almost 200K. I guess.
Almost 200K stars, just combined. Just combine all the
idea
things.
About that?
So it's so rare to talk to people who are using the agentic coding frameworks. So that's one of them. That's basically the thing that we're looking at right now for how do you get your OpenClaw to basically turn it into a workhorse. That's called ClawHip. So ClawHIP. So workhorses for your ClawBot. This is one of the repos. And the reason kind of why I'm sort of taking it slow and kind of breaking it down is just in natural conversation in the first 5 minutes, there was just a lot that was said. I'm just slowly unpacking it because we're going to probably have to do a part 2. These guys are probably one of the most elite coder, AI agentic coders. And they are really, really dedicated to their craft. And they have some of this tooling that's like, it feels advanced, but we can pop it up and start using it today, which is really nice. So ClawHip is one of them. The other repo that people should want to know about is called OhMyCodex. So this is the one that you want. I put this one in the chat, so OhMyCodex. And this is the one where you can just literally just start to ship software this way, like in the agentic forward way. And so this has already been done with Claw Code. They're also doing a rewrite into Rust. And so at the bottom, it shows a little bit of the workflow here as far as like how it is kind of like kicked off, right? So if you use OhMyCodex, you can basically do a team mode, you can do a Ralph mode, you could even clean up your slop as well. So there's a clean room pass, so you can do name and branding cleanup, QA, release validation. You can also do manual and like live editing, so you can validations. and it will spin up TMUX sessions as well for anyone who's kind of figuring out what's going on. And then so there's this level. So like this is like if you just want to be in the terminal all day, you want to have your terminal windows up and do forth, you can do that. But if you want to be like super elite level, like once you kind of understand what's happening in the terminal and you want to go like super elite, like on the airplane, these two guys on the airplane did this with their OpenClaw 100K repo on an airplane Wi-Fi over text. Like they weren't even looking at a terminal, bro. That's
it.
Right?
Yeah, so
this thing.
So true.
Just from a phone, from texting, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even, these guys, I can't right now. I can't, bro. This is so crazy. Sheesh.
So true.
Yeah.
That's so true. So I think I always like arguing to the public is that the cloud code itself, like well, people are trying to look at kind of the porting work to the Rust or Python, but I think like the most important thing is the how like you kind of have your own workflow, like we did for creating those repository, right? Because there is an OhMyCodex, there's an OhMyOpenCode, and there is a ClawWeb, right? So those things are trying to make sure that you can like just work with your own class, with your own agent, and you can just manage it by just setting those orchestration systems on top of it. And I think and like having those systems and managing those ones are the most important one. And the cloud code itself is like one of the showcases of how we made things up. So I just want to make sure that people just look at, well, the AI is already, I think it's already smart enough. It's already in an agile level. So the most important thing is that how you gonna like monitor so the sources that you gonna have, like GitHub, Git. And when it comes to for looking at some TMUX or terminals, it has some like routing some events, right? So like how do you manage your event bus? How do you manage what kinds of work is about done or processing from its queues on the agents? That is the most important thing, I believe so.
Dang. Big shout outs to Blaze Studio with that $10 super chat. Legendary. I mean, fire live stream. I mean, this is absolutely bonkers. So when we first started the stream, it had 116,000 stars. We're currently at 117. If I hit the refresh right now, I would not be surprised if I see 118,000 stars. Let's go ahead and hit the refresh right now. This is why I love doing lives, you know? It's going to be crazy. We're still over just 24 hours and still growing. If you look at it compared to other repos like OpenClaw and stuff like that, it's only straight up. It's literally just straight up. This is actually crazy. So now is this the default repo now just going to be in Rust?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it. So that's kind of what's going on right now. Whoa, this is amazing. Let's just see what's going on here as well. Is there a prompt to tell me when my OpenClaw to tell my OpenClaw to set it up for me? Yeah.
In ClawWeb, you have some skills to set up OMC and OMX sessions and OMC SDK and OMX SDK into ClawWeb, I guess. So I think the basic starting point is you just copy the repo link and just let the OpenClaw cook. Just let him cook, please. Like don't micromanage him or something.
It's a human install pitch. The human just says has. Yeah, so this like you said, this whole repo is actually written for another OpenClaw to go install itself. And you can see the recipes about setting up a system cron. And so if those are people who are wondering, do I have to set the actual codex model in here too? Or I just tell it to like, because my default right now is Opus, but like I want to use codex. So how would I do that? I just tell my OpenClaw. Yeah.
ClawWeb is not LLM related thing. ClawWeb is just a gateway. It's a messaging channel for agents, but it does not have any LLM dependencies.
Oh.
It just helps orchestrate OpenClaw and any kind of agentic harness like OMX, OMC. But it's obviously I maintain OMC, OMX, and ClawWeb, so I know the course about it and the
Yes.
SDKs about it. So it's wired deep into OMC and OMX, but basically anything.
That's amazing. I also like this really great comment that says Peter cloned himself and got some Korean character skin. So the Peter, the founder of OpenClaw, it is because that guy's kind of amazing too. So yeah, this
Right.
is yeah, amazing. So amazing amount of repos. Tell me a little bit more about your like for the both of y'all. What's your like? How did you get into the AI coding thing? Like, what's your background? How are you so cracked at it? Like, how is no one even talking more about you guys? Because I feel like this is kind of slept on. You know, it's out there, it's growing fast. There's a community of people who like it, but I feel like you guys are just kind of getting started on this whole thing. And I'm just so happy to have you on the stream because this is like kind of legendary, to be honest. You know, like I was just yesterday on the weekend, this was 0 stars. This wasn't even an idea when I saw you guys on the weekend on Saturday. And then now we're already on Wednesday. It's like, boom. Okay, yesterday, 24 hours ago, this repo starts and boom, just like elevator up. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Sigrid?
Sigrid, yeah, tell me more about your background,
so
kind of how you got
basically-
started with AI
so-
coding and all that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're like asking about how do I start from the zero, right? Or hello? It's out of Wi-Fi.
No, Ray,
Oh, my bad.
Ray,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
mic
yeah.
is off.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I muted myself.
I
Yeah.
think
So
there
I
was
was thinking about
Yeah.
I think when I bumped into you, Sigrid, I think you were I was just getting started. I had like 0 followers on X. I just started my YouTube channel, you know, a couple years ago. And they're like, hey, we're doing this
sure.
AI thing. And, you know, we met at AI Engineer. Like,
Yeah,
tell me
so
more
sure.
about your journey and stuff and how you got started and like even how you guys ended up here and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So when it comes for my background, like I was in Ethereum the validator around some years ago, and I was really interested in kind of like the how distributed systems work, and how those systems across the globe got some consensus to make sure those like global network can work without like without breaking any kinds of lines of like some consensus. And I felt like when it comes ChatGPT comes out in 2022, I just want to try to work with GPT 3.5 with the Rust, and at that time like it was really shit. It does not work that much well. So like what I found was that when I just tried to work with a very small task with GPT 3.5, it pretty works well. So like I just try to make sure how can I like split the task down so that I can give like some clear questions and tasks to the agent. So it was not agent at the time, it's to the LLM itself. So after that, like I just try to have some interest in managing the context, because like at the time like it has around the context size limit with the 4K tokens. And well, at the time when you look at some years ago, everyone talked about RAG, everyone talked about retrieval, and the reason why behind was that, well, we would just want to pouring the domain knowledges into a single system prompt, but like it has some like clear limitations on the number of tokens that it can get, right? So like I just like have some done lots of the experiments on rack systems and embeddings, and well, like everyone's just trying to call it as a memory layer, but like I think the core essence was the same. It's like trying to have some structured kind of metadata among the files, among the data, and make sure that you can like try to have your own logic to find out how to fetch the relevant knowledge or the relevant memory so that it can dynamically inject as you want. And well, as like Adam goes into much intelligent layer, that we are now trying to like incline to like believe in more onto the layer of the intelligence, because like it merely passes the intelligence of the human being, right? And I think the agent system comes here because like agent itself is really good at solving the single task and even multitasks. But like when it comes for the human tasks, like they're really complex. Humans' demands are always like interconnected. So that the most important thing is that how to extract the better knowledge from each LLM model, right? So everyone is talking about harness engineering a lot, and I
Yeah.
think it's much beyond kind of the like giving the shell script to the model itself, because like well when it comes for them conducting some of the work, like even the human beings like they have no idea on the kind of clear design, clear demand for themselves, right? It's everything becomes very ambiguous for the human being as well. So like if you have something ambiguous, it's very difficult to make sure the output itself comes out with the detailed outputs that you gonna like in the first place. So that uh I really like really are the fan of the philosophies of those who are like creating their own harnesses, like the Bellman, like the Q, because like well we are all the friends of them in South Korea, and I just got lots of the inspired and on their approach, so that I was in a very the first early adopter of the all my series, all my Claw Code, all my Codex, and all my Open Agent, and I just made lots of experiments on my own tasks. So like I think like when it comes for when I was looking at those incidents that happened on yesterday, I just want to make sure that what if I can use my my series on the other harnesses to make sure I can just reproduce this in an hour, in a few hours. And I think like people got lots of some frustrations. People got lots of some half frustration, half expectations on how fast the agent can reproduce something else with a small scaffold, even with only a small scaffolding at the first place. And this philosophy was kind of the emphasized in the last Ralphton and last OmoCon happened the last weekend in San Francisco, like trying to like believe in more agents, but the most important thing is to gonna make sure the human knows clear view of the and clear some productions on the project that you're gonna have in the first place, and to make sure then you need to like have your own systems to orchestrate your own agents. It's kind of the much better way to extract the best knowledge from the agent, so that or like just avoid from like kind of blaming the AI agent, but also like trying to make sure that you have your own philosophies and you have your own clear views on the work that you're gonna have and the work that you're gonna kind of the orchestrate your own agent systems. So that's my kinds of the current status view on myself.
That's an incredibly well said thing. And for those who want some more like inside baseball or what ended up happening, these guys hosted their own events in San Francisco this past weekend. Sigrid hosted this crazy event where literally you had to kick off your agent and not touch the laptop. And if you touch the laptop you only had like 4 hours to run your agent in a loop, right? And if you touched your laptop, you had to wear this little lobster outfit. So it's like the most unique Ralphathon ever, because these guys are really pushing the frontier of what it means to have agentic scaffolding, agentic harnesses, agentic systems running together. And this is not a joke. This is not like, hey, the models are okay, let's just kind of slop together some stuff and kind of hang out and sing Kumbaya over the weekend. We're talking a level of locked in, a level of seriousness of the way of thinking that I have never ever seen. And these guys are from Korea, right? Like I literally just flew to San Francisco, and Sigrid's studying in Canada, Vancouver right now, and going to school there. And you guys are all kind of friends with each other. And I actually bumped into Bellman, And that's kind of where I actually started to find out about the, Oh My Code. I think I used to see it as like, it was like Oh My Claude Code project, and then it turned into Oh My Codex. And that was kind of, if you've watched my live stream where we were earlier, we bumped into him, and it was just kind of wild to see all these people like coding agentically and thinking very, very differently about these things, and not afraid to just kind of rip everything off together, but then come to some type of really conclusion where it's really all glued together. So like, it's an incredible journey that you guys have been on. But the other part that people are really missing, if you're just tuning into this live stream, I don't know if you realize, we basically are tracking the fastest growing GitHub stars in history. This project 24 hours ago just kicked off. And if I refresh this again, it was 116 at the beginning of the stream, 117,000. It just keeps growing exponentially, which is unheard of. But this was done using that Oh My Codex. And so you would think, okay, these guys spend a lot of time in the terminals. He probably had like 50 terminal windows open. But my guy was literally on a plane flying back home from San Francisco after that hackathon to Korea.
Right.
And he wasn't even like, you can't even open a terminal on the plane, you know what I mean? Because it's so slow sometimes. It was texting his ClawBot. His ClawBot was doing all this other orchestration stuff underneath the hood, powered by this other thing called the Oh My, where is it? ClawHip. So ClawHip, right?
Yeah. It's a whip for Claw. Yeah.
And so this is like the gateway that would talk to all this stuff and do the orchestration. So it's like, they've been doing the other stuff. That's kind of cute. Like, that's just like, we're just kind of catching up here, maybe in the US doing this, but this is like another level on top of that I just can't fathom right now. So Bellman, I want you to tell me more about your different repos, because some people are having questions like, what's the difference between all the different repos like Oh My Claw Code or Oh My Codex? You have a lot of stuff that's kind of in here. Which one should I use? If I give my OpenClaw, the one ClawHip, does it know about the other ones to install them? And like how
Basically, I use ClawWeb, all my Claw Code, and all my Codex for my coding workflows. And other repos from me is for other stuff. Actually, you asked me about my background. I was a quant trader before AI. And
Oh,
I'm
you're
a
a quant
trader
trader.
actually. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is you.
I trade. Yeah, no, that's me.
I know,
obviously,
I know.
but I trade on my own capital now. But I have founded a startup, and I have had worked in a company and everything. And why did I started on AI harness was like 1 year ago. I just had some troubles with my co-founder, and I just gave him all my equities and started playing as an individual. So I had to craft all the alphas without labor cost. Because after all these years, I realized that what I have is a co-working issue. I am really bad at co-working with someone. Yeah,
You're moving like a
my
million
friend
miles
Q,
per
the
hour in your head.
yeah. Yeah. My friend Q, OhMyOpenAgent developer, always says to me that I am kind of autistic or something. But so I had a co-working issue with everyone. So I think that's my issue. So I was trying to figure out how to solve it, and that's why I was really obsessed about long learning agents. I built a long learning agents for quantitative trading research in like 1 year ago. It was based
Wow.
on Sonnet 3.7, and that's 100% private and proprietary. So you like don't have to actually believe me, but it's kind of really good until now. Like the models has been upgraded, the harness has been upgraded, and I learned a lot about how to orchestrate between different AI systems. And I kind of try to open source and accumulate knowledge about harness with many use cases. So I am building all my codex and all my cloud code. And I don't want to expose my whole quant trading system, right? That's an edge, and I have to live off it. So
Wow.
So what I tried to do was just extract the harness concept from the quant trading harness. But like in quant trading, I think it's not all about harness. The 50% of it is orchestration and like building portfolio optimization techniques and data infra and everything. And that was my domain knowledge like after a few years. So I really not recommend to do quant trading with LLMs because it requires a lot of domain knowledge if you don't have any. And I was trying to enhance the harness. So what I come up with an idea that I have to maintain a harness which augments the popular coding styles like Cloud Code and Codex, and I founded it and I distributed it and my class marketed it. So I gained a lot of stars and I saw a lot of use cases and a lot of enhancement ideas and a lot of frontier ideas about how to like take orchestration into next steps. For example, like ClawWeb auto coding
Hmm.
systems because this is not my main project, as I said. So I cannot code every day on like 10 or 20 open issues a day. If you see
Oh,
my my code or my codex, you can realize that the open issues and open PRs are really extremely small compared to other
that's right.
similar yeah.
Starred, yeah.
That's why yeah, that's of the ClawWeb and my custom OpenClaw setups. So yeah, so TLDR,
Look at all these closed issues. Wow.
I'm kinda weird guy, and I have a co-working issue with everyone. So I am obsessed with AI automation systems, especially long learning agents and like triggering oral triggering systems like ClawWeb. It starts from issue, not starts from me. So basically, what I'm gonna do, I think there was a chatting about what's your like end goal or something, but I just wanna be. I am just obsessed with the idea that someone can be a company, just someone, not a people, not a entity, not a company or something, but someone can actually build a large amount of money making systems, companies, or open source projects. That's what I'm gonna trying to do for like a few years or something.
This is absolutely incredible, folks. I don't realize if you're witnessing what I'm witnessing right now, because Davis says the same thing. Thanks for bringing these two legends. We need a part two for this whole stream. There is so much rich information that we just basically glossed over because there's an amount of depth that these two folks have from their different backgrounds, from quant trading to just data analytics and all these different stuff, to really wanting to use these agentic harnesses. And I'm just kind of blown away, and I'm really honored to be able to speak with you guys just about this topic. I agree about this solo unicorn first person company. Low key, I think you guys got it.
Really?
Can we get links to the guest X accounts or the GitHub accounts? Yeah, let me get you the X accounts that you need to follow. Sigrid Jin right here. It's the real Sigrid Jin. I'm gonna put this one here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
I don't know if
disclaimer, my X account is managed with my class, so there's so much bullshit. Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah.
I don't recommend following my X account, but for some reason people start following.
Yeah, this is Bellman's account here, occupied. So GAGAE is basically his OpenClaw, and so his OpenClaw agent's actually running this before X may ban him. But if you
Yeah,
want to follow
I
him,
was
yeah.
some like I was like my account was locked like 3 times,
Oh
but
wow.
I somehow locked it, and surprisingly I never got actually banned.
Oh okay. Oh yeah, because they may like I think when you first create the account and you start posting, they'll start to say okay, where, and I think they probably check like where you're posting from. And where your account's based. So if you're probably when you're in the US, they're
Right.
trying to look at you like saying, "Hey, what are you doing in the US?" or yeah, they probably try to cross reference stuff. Sigrid Jin is called Real SIGRIDJIN. Let me see if I can put that up into
Yeah,
here.
I recommend following his X account. Yeah, very
Yeah,
very nice informations. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of where, he's talking about these different things here and whatever's going on now. So these are the two. And this is where basically tracing CLAW code. It's one of the fastest growing GitHubs. 118,000. See, we already hit it. In the stream, we started at 116,000, went to 117, 118. This is crazy. Like 1,000 stars every 10 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I mean, people like fight for years to just get 1,000 stars. Like you're doing it every 10 minutes, and it's growing like wildfire. And a lot of this is really powered by OhMyCodex. So
Right.
for those who don't know, Bellman is basically used to be like a quant. And I think actually you still are, right? It says day trade by day and then like mass vibe code with Claude and Codex by night, right? He has consumed.
Yeah, it's basically all automated now, but like I'm working on automation and I cannot sleep ironically. So yeah, what about it?
My damn, this guy cooks. Because I mean, he's so serious about wanting to keep up with these projects that he can't. So then he built the systems that maintain the systems that keep the systems running while he's sleeping. So 32 billion tokens later, $38,000
No,
later.
that ranking dashboard was from my like friend, and it was like 90K or something, but somehow I resubmitted it and the usage got blown. So I'm like deleting that shit.
It's
That
like way
dashboard
above.
is fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and this guy's like responsible for OhMyCodex, and OhMyCodex, like as we're kind of unpacking these types of things. So OhMyCodex is basically you can use this to ship software. And so you're like, oh no, but what about AI Slop? Like it's in essence, it's actually kind of like a skill issue at this point because all of this stuff is now kind of baked in to deslopify everything. So you can start to deslop your actual code base using this tool. And this tool is actually used here in OpenClaw, in CLAW-code. And at the bottom, there's some instructions here that tell you how to get started with it. But the basic workflow is like you basically can set up a team, you can go into a Ralph mode, and then you can do a clean room pass, which is about like cleanup, QA, release validation, all that stuff. You can also do other types of validation. You can kind of see what's happening in the screenshots, and it will also set up the TMUX sessions. But if you want to go mega elite, yeah, what's that?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
I have to talk about the deslop.
yeah.
I erased like 10% of the code from my like it's almost 20% of code from my old quant harness, which was written by Cursor because it was last year. So recently I refactored it a lot with OMX Desloper skill, and I got rid of 1,000 lines of code, and it works identically.
So you're saying I could
that's
set up?
how it is.
Okay, I'm signing up for a ChatGPT Pro account as soon as I end this stream. I'm gonna set up Codex. I'm gonna like install all that stuff, and then I'm gonna send OhMyCodex, and then the skills already
And
built into the framework.
Yeah, invoke AI slop cleaner skill.
Bro, this is crazy. So okay, in here, OhMyCodex,
and you will be really surprised. I was really surprised about how many slops and dead code I have written. Like,
no way.
It was embarrassing.
So this skill alone will utilize GPT 5.4 to go through and like do. Oh my goodness. It's actually kind of a simple skill. That's interesting.
It's a simple skill. It's
What
really simple skill, but it's
powerful.
chained with many agents built in OMX. So many of my skills are really simple. I don't write skill MD files over like 100 lines or 200 lines. I just 50 or 70 lines per skill file. I don't. Yeah, it's skills are mostly slops. In my opinion. Yeah, most of skills are entirely slop. Yeah, I really personally hate superpowers and G-Stack or something. Yeah, it's a slop skill manager. Yeah.
So the skills are literally just pointers that will act inside of your OhMyCodex. So as long as I have this installed and I do this with a slash command or the $ command or something to invoke the skill, your AI agent harness in here will then know what to do after that, right? It'll take those instructions like, okay, I know what he's doing.
Right.
I know how to keep running recursively. So can you just give me a little bit of sauce of like what the agent is doing underneath the hood once the skill is invoked? For those who want to get a little bit more technical, yeah.
It's also a simple agent prompt actually. But like if you are building a harness, I think everyone should build a harness for their specialized text, except except the coding part. There's so many good coding tools for there's so many good coding harness, but there's not much good harness for like anything like quant trading or some research, biological research, pharma research or anything. They have to build a harness, and I think what we have to just keep in mind is define everything, almost everything as a pointer. So don't like give or hand off the whole content of the agent output, but like store in the file and just give the file pointer. It's like this approach. And skills should be pointers for agents and other skills.
Got it.
So the actual
kind of like what Manus does. They keep the research
really
in all these files in these folders, and then there's pointers like an encyclopedia. So like when you don't read the encyclopedia, you go to the index, you find what you need, and then that's your context. You're not have to read 100 pages just to get to the snake section and say, okay, I found out about snake sin, but I also know about all these other things I have to keep in my context because it took me a while to get there, right? So you're just basically saying, no, pointer, go to the skill will just point to wherever it needs to get, grab the information, and the agent will know how to build itself. So
right, that reduced a lot of context. So you never get contection with this approach.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's really funny that somebody said that only 110 people would rather watch this than the moon landing. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's all these guys are totally locked in. Moon, been there, done that. Yeah, I think the level of alpha that's in here right now for anyone who's watching this live stream, you guys know what's going on. You know what I mean? And I think if you know, but you got to share this also with a friend. So another curious thing is like somebody talked about the GPT Pro with like 5.4 on X high. Does that matter for OhMyCodex? Like, is there a recommended model that I should select?
Don't use X high.
Don't use X high.
I don't. I have no idea, but GPT 5.4 XI is really bad for anything.
Really bad. Okay, go on.
I only use high actually because it was really ironic because I think OpenAI did something bad to the reasoning tuning or something. GPT 5.4 XI is like overthinking too much. Like for example, I had to convince GPT 5.4 XI to implement my architecture. He said your architecture decision is really bad, and I had to convince him to implement it. Like it's like that. It's overthinking.
Okay, so XI is so much intelligence, so even it tries to ignore users' system design. You mentioned, right?
Right. That's it. I think OpenAI did something bad or something really good because I think it's a more like close to definition of AGI, I guess, because it rejects my architecture decision.
It's gonna find out about you guys pretty soon. It's gonna be like, oh wait, hold on, you're Bellman. You guys are Sigrid. Okay, no. Let me step aside. I'm gonna do whatever you need to do. I got you, fam. Dang. So, what would you recommend? Does OhMyCodex select the model automatically for me?
OhMyCodex auto routes the model and the reasoning, except for the leader agent. It auto routes based on the agent role and the task complexity and everything. It auto routes the reasoning amount, and it sometimes use GPT 5.4 mini. It sometimes use Spark for basic writing stuffs and everything. So it can be very efficient. You don't have to think about any model reasoning or something except for the leader screen. The main session can be decided, but I usually use with high reasoning or medium reasoning. But the sub-agent call is auto-routed by OMX. It's taken care of.
So all I have to do is just go to this step, go through the setup, and then run the Mad Max high, and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, I could just invoke whatever I want to do, go into my repo and say, go ahead and cook with this. But and would you suggest installing and running it from here or running it from within Codex? Is there a difference?
It has difference, and I really recommend to use OMX session because OMX
Okay.
session is wrapped in TMUX, and
Ah,
OMX itself has it has a built-in CLI that manipulates TMUX session because
okay.
vanilla codex doesn't have much of a HUD or teammate panes and agentic swarms and everything. So I built all of those custom HUDs, teammates panes, and agentic mails between based on file systems based on TMUX. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So then, don't run it inside of Codex if you really want the full thing. Run it inside of
Yeah,
just
but
OMX.
OMX session is just wrapping codex with the OMX shell, which is
Right. But then you're keeping
like
track of
basically
it with
TMUX.
your OS. So I would say, yeah, you have an agentic operating system at this point. Like to say that you have an AI agent is kind of like insulting because that just means it's only one thing. You have an operating system, and the operating system has many pieces to it that have to orchestrate and come together and then talk to other pieces on your machine
Yeah,
and kind of bring it
but
together.
but
Wow.
I think I wouldn't call it operating system
Okay.
because I think operating system has to be persistent.
Ah,
So OMX is
right.
not actually persistent. It's like any coding CLI. It's just project based, session based. So I
Mhm.
would call it runtime.
Runtime.
I would
Okay.
call it runtime. But if
Yes.
I make this persistent with a better ClawWeb wiring or any like persistent something, clone-like agents, I think that can be called as OS. But it's a part of OS, I guess. It's a good part of OS. It's a runtime. It's a process, and the sub agent inside that you can consider as a memory heap,
I
and you
see.
are like giving pointers across memory heap. The process does it, right? So it's a
Ah,
basic computer science, right? Basically, yeah.
basic computer.
It's a basic computer
Bro, you
science.
said like basic computer science. It's really funny because we have computer scientists who are like in ML research, but also computer scientists who actually disagree about AI coding. And I love that you're
Mm,
talking about basic computer science in terms of fundamental principles for how the agents should relate to accessing memory, right? You have pointers, right? Like that's what you do in
right,
computer science. You point to where things are in
right. We
memory.
don't invent anything.
Yeah.
I think in agent harness or agent runtime or agent OS, we are not like building something. We just incorporate any good concepts from like OS or computer science for the OS and runtime jobs. And for memory, we are like incorporating good concepts from neurological science. That's it. I think that's the whole thing happening right now, and what works is that, yeah.
Man, this is incredible. Hey, what's up? What's going on, Tony? People are saying this is just an absolute banger live stream. It's crazy. Also, people are like thanking you guys because I mean, obviously, you guys have spent quite a bit of money doing this type of stuff, and you're sharing all of the stuff that you've shared and knowledge with the rest of us, and it's actually really inspiring because people are actually coming in like and trying to install this repo. Like Eddie says, I'm running it right now, and he's basically, how do we manage it and orchestrate it? Is it still running, letting it run? How do I manage it when they are away from the computer? So I think the first step for you, Eddie, is like trying to get it set up and running, in the terminal. But then once you get it running in the terminal, you can install this other thing called ClawHip, which he actually has here. And so ClawHip is the one that you want to do it when you're running like away from the terminal. And it's just like, just tell your OpenClaw to point to this repo and get it set up, and that's it. Like this becomes a channel at which your OpenClaw is literally kicking off the sessions and doing it for you in terms of like one type of text type of thing. You just send it a text message. Cool. I'm gonna go do the thing. I'm gonna go deslop your repo while you go touch grass. I think that's amazing. That's crazy. I'm a computer scientist and I approve AI coding. Yeah, this guy's, it's a pretty great
Yeah,
stream. Yeah. Thank you,
And
Andy.
someone wants April event. We don't have April event on San Francisco, but we have in South Korea, fly to Korea.
Oh, fly to Korea. Okay, about an April event. Yeah. Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. I mean, absolute legends in this space. The fastest growing repo in history, and we're talking to Sigrid here and Bellman. And this was an absolute banger stream. I think it's amazing that we are just scratching the surface with AI agents. There's a lot of misconceptions. You guys are literally on the bleeding edge, pushing it to like the billions of tokens a day. And it's just not like a hobby. It's actual thoughtful things from people who are like in the industry doing really cutting edge work. And I'm like really thankful to have met you guys in person, but also to be
Yes.
able to bring you back on the stream, because a lot of times people can maybe throw around things and think that like, dismiss it, and may not even know your background. So I'm really happy that you guys have had the opportunity to just a little bit like speak out about, the seriousness in what you do, the AI coding space stuff that you do, the speed that you're moving at, and no one is talking about this, right? No one is talking about how you can take code in a repo and just flip it really fast, maintain things, keep them autonomous, keep pushing the boundary on what AI agents can do from you. And the fact that like you guys are way out here and sharing this with us right now, I mean, now I have like way more inspiration and room to like kind of start running towards, because I feel like I'm way behind right now. So this is absolute bonkers and stuff like that. So definitely appreciate you guys joining in on the call. I think if anyone wants to see a part two, definitely drop it in the comments, drop it into the chat, because I know a lot of people are tuning in right now, and I feel like there's just a whole bunch that's going on. Let us know, if you want to see a follow up to this, because this is going to be really, really wild and really, really crazy. Gentlemen, thank you much for joining in. I think we're going to probably cut out the stream. Is there any last words you guys want to say to the rest of the folks?
Not really. Thank you, Ray. Yeah.
So yeah, Bellman, go on. Bellman, go ahead.
No. Thank you, Ray. That's all for me. Yeah.
Sigrid?
Okay.
Any last words you want to say?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I will do it. Okay. So I think like yeah, it happened within the 24 hours, and uh, when I just look at this like security incident, people like got kind of some frustrations on like how fast the AI agent can rewrite the project, and people are talking about a lot of things. Only kind of incident it happened, right? Yeah, but I think like we need to kind of focus on rather than a kind of human errors. And Trophy said there's a human errors behind the incident. Yeah, but the thing is like how like we got this repo and how we got some tractions on it. So I have kind of mixed feelings on that. So I wrote basic some essays on behalf and the codex wrote my essays on behalf of me. What you need, so it's called what you need to learn from code repo. So it's basically like as the Bellman said, we just need to consider how we gonna like orchestrate the agents to kind of make sure that we can extract a better knowledge, a better teamwork among each agent. And then the another thing that I would just want to say is that uh, people really like give it a give the repo shout out, give the stars on the repo because it is getting popular, right? So like I would say like when it comes for like the repo itself, like people have no comments, really last comment about like the experience of using the repo itself. People just trying to focus on like how fast it was to reproduce and how like of getting on tractions during the chaotic situations within hours. So people was trying to talk about that one only. So like it's kind of the very weird for me because like when like some years ago, like when we need to like write a code by ourselves, like I think like people just trying to use a GitHub stars or GitHub some status as one of the proxies to represent the philosophy and the quality of the product behind the creators. But it seems like in these days, like, well, GitHub stars is just becoming the one of the differentiator factors to make a noise and make attractions, because like, well, AI provides us with the very cheapest way to access into the most intelligent intelligent the workers, because like it has, yeah, it's super intelligent enough. So everything is democratized, right? If you can like access to the codex or cloud plan, right? So like what remains after it? So that is the most biggest questions. So like, well, I felt like it's during this chaos status, like rewriting the project into a Python using codex will get tons of distractions. That was my gut, so I did it. And well, after that, like I got a lot of like some contacts and notifications or whatever it takes, but we remain the same philosophy. And I think like it's gaining on kind of the one of the social status game, as the Bama always said about it, like getting more tractions and getting more kind of noises, and try to be popular in this the tech scene, right? So like I think it's people are just getting obsessed with on that matter too much, because like, yeah, intelligence itself is not a differentiator at most. So that's is kind of one of the philosophy questions, like how what directions like this tech scene is now going on to that. So I just want to leave this comment. Yes.
That's amazing. I want a big shout out to the super
Yeah.
chat here. We got 1,000 yen from from, I don't know if you guys can read it. I actually don't know what it says.
Gubong. It's GB.
Oh,
From
GB.
GB.
Gubong. Hey, what's going on? Love you guys.
Yeah. The last word I wanna shout out GB, which has to come to this the show, but he could not made it. But GB is an awesome guy in South Korea, in San Francisco, and in everywhere. He hosted Rapton. He hosted like he helped a lot of about Omicron, and he is like orchestrating all those like good Korean GitHub star guys, I guess. Yeah, he's hosting events and it's helping a lot. He's building very good communities. So I think you guys should check out what Team Attention and Rapton is like going about.
Yes. Yeah. Those are the folks that I was talking about. For anyone who's just tuning in right now, they were running this unique thing called the Ralphathon. They started in Korea, where people would literally come to a house and hang out, kick off their agents, and go to sleep. And that's part of the hackathon, to wake up in the next morning to review the outputs, and then the winner won stuff. In our last hackathon that was sponsored by OpenAI this past weekend in San Francisco, and Weights and Biases was actually also sponsored and hosted the space. They gave away lots of credits, and basically there's a similar concept. Instead of sleeping, you would just start pretty early in the morning and then kick it off, and then for 4 hours, you would see what the results were. And people got penalized if they actually were touching their laptops. So that was the whole point, was actually to engage with other people and actually start to get your thinking around how to use systems like this or build your own to work this way. And we saw some really, really cool stuff. I also want to call out what AI Pilled is saying. So if anyone's in Vancouver, it looks like there's an event that's going on. If you search Luma Claude for Everyone meetup today, there's like live food demos at 6:30. It looks like the sign up is, I don't know if it's closing down or whatever, or if it's going to be like one of these really popular events, but I definitely want to get people to, if you're in the area, definitely go ahead and check it out and show up, because a lot of these events are moving pretty fast. There's a lot of people are also trying to come together and understand what's going on right now. So yeah, Koreans are absolutely crushing it. In just 1 week, they hosted Ralphathon, Omicron SF, and Sigrid achieved 100K stars. I mean, I think not enough people are talking about this, and I feel like you guys are super, like, just chill, awesome, like sharing all the knowledge, which I really do appreciate. The level of thinking and agentic coding that's happening in Korea, I had no clue until I met you guys. And I'm just glad that, we were able to hang out in San Francisco to host an event together And I think we'll be seeing more of these types of events. I'm trying to also get you guys to show up to Hawaii for Honolulu Tech Week in September. So hopefully we can make that happen. If anyone wants to reach out and do a sponsorship to get these guys over there, or anyone wants to fly them out to anywhere in the US, be in contact, because that would be so amazing. I think there's so much that we can learn from these guys and learn about how they're thinking about agentic systems. We can do another Ralphathon. I think that's a really great challenge to get people thinking about how to, assimilate your agents to have them work for you. But even do these types of things. Bellman, Sigrid, GB, all you guys, Team Attention, and all the folks who are working to get this stuff, working together. You guys are very legendary. I'm just honored and blessed to have you on the stream. And I thank you guys very much. I think we definitely have to do a part 2. We definitely have to do a follow-up. I definitely have to get a live stream where I'm literally just getting all of this stuff set up, live for me. I need to get this, basically OhMyCodex running. And it sounds like it's pretty simple. And for those who are wondering what OhMyCodex is, it's basically a task routing and workflow that's a better actual runtime for the agents, is what they're saying. It includes roles like keywords and skills. And so those keywords can kick off teammates, they can plan, they can do Ralphing, they can do a whole bunch of stuff. They basically will kick off team-up sessions, but underneath the hood, they're launching Codex. And they're giving Codex very specific roles to do different things for agentic coding. And this is a level of software that Bellman, who used to be, I think still is, like a quant, and is like, he can't keep up his day job and the agentic coding, so he made the systems and made the agentic coding so that that can do the work for him, and he's continually maintaining those things as it goes. And it's just, just extremely bright minds here, just sharing their knowledge graciously with all of us. So I appreciate all the work. This is amazing. Thank you for everyone for tuning in, for the comments, for all the super chats, and for the folks who have been showing up in the comments. Let's see you guys again for part 2. And maybe by then you guys will have 200K stars. I have no clue. This is absolutely bonkers right now. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for having us today.
For sure. I'll see ya.
Yeah.